This is a Vintage Coach Legacy small zip that I recently treated for mold, but I won't be reselling this bag, not because it was treated for mold, but because it's got some other damage that I can't fix, like this chewed open hole in the binding at the top here. It's also got an issue inside the bag where the hanging pocket is on the bottom there. It looks like it was also chewed up at the binding. I can't fix that, but that doesn't mean that I have to completely toss this bag. It still has some value, like the straps and the buckles and even the zipper puller. So today, this video is going to be about stripping a bag for its straps and hardware when the bag isn't resaleable or usable anymore. Start by removing the strap of the bag, which if it's a buckle style, like the small legacy zip that I'm working on, it's pretty easy to do. If you have a dog clip style, that's also easy. If you have a bag that you're working on with a permanently attached strap that's sewn to the body of the bag, you can use a seam ripper to carefully rip it off the body of the bag. And if you're working with a style that has side rings, you can take those off as well and sell them separately. Now I'm going to pull out my Olfa ring for this next part because I want to harvest the buckles off the side of this bag. These can be sold as a set or separately as well. The buckles on these bags are solid brass, which is not something you see anymore on most bags. In the 80s and 90s, when these bags were made, the solid brass was probably the best on the market and maybe even cheaper than it is today. But now most bags are made with an alloy type of metal. Usually it's coated in some kind of finish, but the inner metal isn't like the same and it isn't as good quality. That's why these solid brass buckles are really worth saving. So here's the first one. Then I'm going to do the process on the second one as well. If you have a box cutter or another kind of sharp knife, that should work just as well as this Olfa knife. It's a good idea to take a picture of the buckle before you cut it off in case you want to show it to a cobbler or leather worker who might be repairing a bag or who might be using this buckle in a different bag for you, or even just to put in your listing if you're reselling these buckles so people can see how they used to attach to the bag. Also, take a picture of the entire bag before you begin this process, again for your listing or to show a leather professional. Next, I'm going to harvest the zipper, which is pretty easy at this point now that I've cut the buckles off. I'm just going to create a slice in the zipper tape here between the teeth, and once that slice is made, the zipper should just come right off, and there you have it. Now I'm actually going to keep it just like this. I'm going to preserve the leather tab because somebody might want this for another small legacy zip or for a similar bag that had this style puller. I am, however, going to remove the leather tab here from these buckles because I want to polish them before I list them, and I would like to polish the entire buckle when I do that. I also don't think that whoever purchases these are going to need this leather piece. They're probably going to be attaching it to an entirely different bag or situation. But again, it's good to have photos of how these were attached in case people want to know or you want to show a leather professional who's fixing something for you. I do want to point out here that my leather mold treatment worked really well because we don't see any mold on the inside of this tab where it was hard for the vinegar to reach. Now, if you're planning on listing these for resale, it's a good idea to use the word replacement somewhere in your listing title and make sure that you include that picture you took at the beginning of this process so people can see exactly what style the hardware used to belong to, but also to show that it was harvested from an authentic vintage Coach bag and isn't a replacement piece, because some people are looking specifically for hardware that is vintage and was harvested off an authentic vintage bag, and some people are okay with more modern replica replacements, but you want to make sure you're labeling yours correctly and making this distinction, as you can probably get more money for authentic vintage replacements than you can for modern replicas. And there you have it. That is our completely harvested small legacy zip. Thanks for watching and happy thrifting.